Let me tell you about this cheap help. We love them to death. It's wonderful, but it's a pretty exciting time. We have people ask, well, how do you select them? One criteria: attitude. We don't care. We had an apprentice one time. He was there about 2 weeks. We were going somewhere at night. We're driving down the road. This kid's, 19 years old, right? And we're driving down the road, and he says, "What's that blue light on the dashboard?" I said, "Well, that's the bright lights. It shows you have brights on." He had never been in a car with brights on his whole life. Grew up in San Diego. We don't care if you don't know the difference between a chicken and a sheep. We can teach that. But we can't teach attitude. You've either got it or you don't. And so that's the one criteria. Thank you. Yes?
My question is combined, but it's sort of twofold. One is, as individuals in a community, how can we influence the Farm Bill, and in what direction would, in your experience, how can we influence that and in what direction? And the part two to that is, locally, when people say to us, "Oh, that local food and that farmer's market food and that organic food, it's too expensive. This is cheaper over here. I don't want to spend the money, or it's too expensive." So they're kind of together. Okay,
this is not a short answer question. This is the number two questions. The first question is, can we feed the world? The second question is, what about elitism and price? Okay, so let me launch into that. Now, first of all, I mean, if there's one thing that could be done with the Farm Bill, is to eliminate the subsidies, because the subsidies create an artificial perception that food is cheap, and that food is not cheap. It appears that way. But that becomes the benchmark that people measure everything else by. Our farm doesn't take any subsidies. So when we put our price on something, it's the actual price. We're using legal labor. We're not flooding the school system with English as a second language, and I know I'm saying some very politically incorrect things here, but the fact is, you know what? If you can't hire your neighbors, then either you're paying too low, or the community can't do it. And I say, what kind of a community-minded business is it that can't hire neighbors? So what happens is that you get a lot of either direct or indirect subsidization kind of food that makes a skewed price, at the counter. Now, what about the price? Let's deal with the price issue, because yes, our chicken is not 39 cents a pound. In fact, I happen to know you can't grow chicken for 39 cents a pound. Nobody can grow chicken for 39 cents a pound. Unless, well, you can't do it for that.